is heading over to the monkey enclosure where I will begin my introduction into the group, and in a couple days I will be taking care of my very own monkey.
She was very, very quiet and socially.
On the first night, Marcelo asked if I'd be a surrogate mother to one of the orphan spider monkeys. Trying to play it cool, I said of course, but inside I was screaming with excitement. But a lot would depend on whether the monkey would accept me as its temporary mom or not.
And they enjoyed it.
People should learn from that.
Yes. If you could groom
And stay
your
quiet.
partner and stay quiet, probably the experience will be fantastic.
And be comfortable.
Oh, yes, too. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's also what happens when they play, and I love to observe them playing because it's not only to play for the sake of it. They play to learn. The elders and the alpha will teach the new ones how to play. They will teach them that they have to play gentle, and if they start having some issues playing, they will have to solve the problems and keep on playing.
Do you want to explain to me the different noises that the monkeys make and what they mean?
Well, each species make their own noises. Like that's the way I try to communicate with them. Rather than speaking to them, I try to imitate the noise that they make. Because it's also a way of showing them respect.
Yeah, and they're all responding. The next day I met Liana. It was love at first sight. I can't quite explain it, but I felt a strong bond with Liana right from the beginning. Liana was a pet, and she's a very, very rambunctious monkey. She's very loving, but she gets a little excited, and her previous owners didn't like that about her, and they actually surrendered her immediately. She had her heart broken when she was taken away from her then family and brought to La Senda Verde, where she is nursed like a newborn baby.
And she's not been feeling.
When John asked Marcelo why he paired me up with Liana out of all the monkeys that were at the refuge, he said it's because when he first met me, he could tell I had a huge heart. But he could also tell that I'm sensitive and I can get hurt easily, and Liana was the exact same way. She was actually one of the oldest baby monkeys to be still with the humans, because every time she'd go out, she would get hurt and she'd come running back. And he said that we needed each other.
In La Senda Verde, all the animals have his or her own story. In my lap is Mara. Mara is a female spider monkey. She is now about 16 months old. She's sleeping and resting, but it's sad because she's paralyzed from waist down. And what happened with Mara is that when they killed the mother in order to hunt the baby, the mother came down to ground and also injured the back. So someone in the town, Rurrenabaque, saw that, because the person that took her mother's life and he was selling it as a pet, he knew what was going with the monkey, and because the monkey was suffering and everything. But some people that were around the person that was trying to sell it were asking him, why this monkey does not move the legs nor tail. And he was answering by saying, because it's a baby. Once it grows up, it will move everything. That's when the police saw that, and they confiscated the animal. So we received a call from Runabaque. Vicky took the call, and they said, we have a very, very young female. It's hurt from the back. It doesn't move the tails, nor the tail nor legs, and we need to ship to you very, very fast, because it will not last 1 or 2 more days. So we had to arrange everything by plane. We had to call a small airplane agency, and they agreed to take the monkey by plane. So that's what happened. And Vicky had to go all the way to La Paz, take the monkey, and he came very, very fast here to Hacienda Verde. So I started to work with her immediately. By then I had 2 other babies with me, so I had to speak with them and tell them, this monkey really needs me, and it will need my whole attention 24/7. So it seems that they also understood that, and now they are with the troop. Since then, she's been doing some progress, very, very slow progress. We work, the vets work with her. She has a little gym in my place, so I can work out with her some, like 3 times a day, in order for her to start having some movement. She came without feeling, and still she doesn't have lots of feeling, all the waist down. But when she started to have some feelings, and that also happens in humans, I didn't know that, but the person that started to see the Mara, they told me it's very, very painful when you start having the feelings in some part of your body that were like we were crippled. So she started to bite herself so badly, the tail, and so she was destroying herself. So I also had to work on that. So I had to put like a sock from the chest down, and not allowing her to start biting herself. She was taking even her fingers off, and it was because she was on pain, because she was starting to have some feeling. She stopped doing that, and now she's doing okay. She has more strength. She eats well. She has her formula 4 times daily, but obviously she cannot be with the others. By now she would have to stay, already being more interacting with the troop. So she stays with me 24/7. She's sadly very dependent on me, and until her condition betters, she will probably. It's a difficult situation, but she's very, very nice. She's so sweet. She has a wonderful soul, and she's fighting, to cope with her situation. And hopefully, in the near future, she will be dancing in the streets.
This place is just it's just somewhere where humans and animals coexist together. Different species. No one really is above the other. If anything, it's arguable that the animals are above the humans here. It's unbelievable. I'm happy with what's happened so far. I'm gonna leave here a new person. Every day I'm a new person. Been spending a lot of quality time with Marcelo. He's such a kind man. Out of the troop of monkeys he has, there's alpha males. And everyone always tries to say oh, he must be the alpha, which isn't true. Because he's made it clear, and it's obvious, that if they have the choice between picking their kind or humans, they're always going to pick their kind. So they have their own troop. He's kind of like a grandfather of them or something. It's weird. They all respect him. They all love him. But they have an understanding that they're not the same. It's really, really, really interesting dynamic. But all the alphas, especially the alpha males, are gentle leaders. They are so kind and so wise in their weird, unbelievable monkey wisdom ways.